On the last couple of games, the Badgers were able to protect the home court. A down-to-the-wire game after an ugly first half. Not so ugly in the second as the Badgers rallied from 18 down to beat Minnesota on Wednesday night. And then on Saturday, they just took care of business, taking down Ohio State 92-82 to begin the second half of the Big Ten schedule. We'll look back at the highlights of those games. We'll check in with Badgers Director of Player Development, Greg Stiemsma, as well as our weekly chat with head coach Greg Gard. All coming up on this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
At the Culver's logo in front of the Ohio State bench, feeds Blackwell, open three, right side, yes sir. Blackwell's second three, 21-14. He steals the inbounds pass, and Blackwell lays it in. 5 quick ones for John Blackwell. Braden wide open, right side three, off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped in the air, and Rapp gathers it for Wisconsin. He'll turn, square, flip, hit. Austin Rapp, another triple. Now Blackwell in the paint. Govan trying to cut him off. Here's Rapp again, heat check, right side, good again! Austin Rapp with 19 in the first half. 55-47, Wisconsin. Janicki dribbles off the right wing on the attack, up left hand, back rim and in. Good take from Jack Janicki for his first points this afternoon. Pass deflected, Janicki is able to dig it out of there, feeds Boyd, open look, left pocket three, good. Nick Boyd with 13, 60-49, Wisconsin. Boyd is back, Carrington's chasing, Thornton lobs Tilly low on the left. Shot blocked by Carrington. Oh, what a play inside, and here's Boyd the other way. Nick Boyd against Mobley, inside winner, low on the left, layup good. What a sequence for the Wisconsin Badgers.
I've been going through a little bit of a slump lately, but I still trust my shot, and so do my teammates. So when my teammates are finding me and keep encouraging me to shoot it, there was a time in the second half, I turned one down and Nick got on me. He's like, keep letting that thing fly. So I think the encouragement of my teammates also helped me with that, just making sure to stay ready and keep shooting.
Everybody will be excited about his 5 for 7 from 3, but as I told him after the game, I'm more excited about the improvement that I saw in other facets of the game, playing physical, rebounding, coming over and chesting up on dribble penetration, putting his face in a battle for a rebound, things that he wasn't as accustomed to doing, 60 days ago.
Whatever my team needs, I told these guys from the jump, it's going to be about energy, the energy we play with. We haven't had an off day. We've been grinding these last 10 days, so we just got to play with a lot of energy and then build our own energy. And, it can start with me. It can start with these guys up here, so I just try to make an energy play out of it.
Set the standard, let's go.
Nice bounce, Rapp left lane line, out to Blackwell, stamps off a three, right pocket, book it.
Scores! Badgers win it in overtime. Wisconsin Badgers have won the Frozen Four championship. The Badgers advance to the Sweet 16. Off the backboard for two from Destiny Howell.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
Age championship.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Right side for Blackwell. Osama defends. Blackwell with a pass for Winter. Flips to Boyd. 4 to shoot. Nick Will 4-3. Got it. It's a 2. They'll say a 2 for Boyd. Going to Grove. Left of the lane. Minnesota up 5 with 8:10 to play. Grove backing on Rapp. Backing. Knocked away by Rapp. Loose ball picked up by Boyd on the run. Boyd down the lane to the rim. Somehow, someway, he scores and is found in the act. Sprays it out to Carrington, right corner. Osama gets out on him. Boyd right side. Giving it a look. Feeds Braden. 3-shot right corner. Good and one. Carrington found. 3-point basket. Badgers within 2. Throwing to Blackwell along the right sideline. Flips it back to Boyd. Still working the right side of the floor at the Culver's logo. Throwing to Winter. Feeds Boyd right wing. Shot clock at 10. Boyd out to Nolan. Good look at a 3. Right side. Money. Nolan Winter for 3. 60-58. Wisconsin, 2:40 remaining. Blackwell inching forward. High screen. Winter. Blackwell for 3. Left side. He hit it. Blackwell strikes again. 65-61 Wisconsin. Timeout Minnesota as John Blackwell, who hit a buzzer beater at the barn with another monster 3 in the final seconds. Badgers up 4. 15 seconds to play.
I just told myself, keep my head up. It's going to be all right. I'm going to weather through this storm. And, Coach just challenged our leaders to be better. I think we did that in the second half, and I think guys stepped up like BC and Jack. And then we strung a great second half together.
I was going down a rabbit hole the other day and just talking about, how many more games I have left in this building. I kind of said that before the game, and it's dwindling. I don't know how many more home games we have or the opportunity to just hype up the crowd. So I'm trying not to take it for granted. And, when we have a first half like we did, it goes back to just not taking things for granted and just playing as hard as you can and having fun with it.
You look at the stat line and you wouldn't think much of my performance, but obviously I'm out there for a reason. So there's going to be nights when the shots are dropping and I'm open, and I'm fortunate enough to feed off these guys' great playmaking, but at the same time, I know my role on this team, and the main thing is the main thing, and it's winning. So whatever I can do to help the team win, I think Coach knows that, and the whole staff knows that, and I'm out there to help. So I was happy to help the team today, and squeak out a Big Ten win.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Your animals depend on you every day. So we build equipment you can depend on every day. Equipment that powers through mud, dust, and extreme weather. So cutting hay, feeding livestock, and managing land is easier. Loaded with intuitive, innovative features and tech, Case IH equipment isn't just built to work. It's built to work for livestock producers. Case IH, built by farmers.
We talk a lot in college athletics these days about the portal and how you rank the portal classes, as well as the freshman classes coming in. Coach Gard mentioned here recently that maybe you should talk more about how these guys get better, and with that we bring in the head coach of the Badgers. Greg, I've asked you about the freshmen and how they've come along, the guys like Will Garlock, Zach Kinzinger. Probably a good time to circle back and ask about, you got 3 guys who are veterans from the portal, and Austin Rapp is a sophomore. Collectively, what have you learned about those guys since they got here in the summer to where they are now?
Well, I think, Matt, when you bring in guys, specifically when you have them for 1 year, I mean, you really have to expedite your relationship and how you have to learn really, really fast because you obviously don't have any time. What I've learned with these guys is they're all really fierce competitors, those three that are seniors, and just how they're all different in terms of their personalities. Obviously, you see that on the court. I mean, I think we noticed that with Nick Boyd right away. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's ferociously competitive. Braden Carrington's very soft-spoken or not spoken at all, but that also really wants to win. And so you just balance all that. But I think what you referred to is, everybody talks about back in April or May who wins the Portal National Championship and those things. But what's getting lost, or what has gotten lost, is player and team development. And what I meant by that was a team can get better, should get better as the year goes on. And I think we've seen that with our group. Our continuity has gotten better. Obviously, more time helps that. It's made us more consistent, and it's helped us to improve here in the last 30, 40 days.
You, like most coaches, have talked about not really having the gift of patience. And I'm just wondering, for the rest of us who aren't coaches, if we're media, and more importantly fans, sometimes it could take a while for those, when you have guys in the portal, you have freshmen, a lot of newcomers, that gelling might take a little longer. I'm not just talking specifically this program, but programs across the country.
Oh, absolutely. I think it happens everywhere, and I think it's not only the gelling of the personalities and understanding and the relationships within, the connectiveness within, but it's simply understanding how we do things. And I'll take, for example, our defensive system. The players that have consistent success with it are usually the ones that have been in it for multiple years. They understand it from a standpoint that it's not only understanding the hows and the whys, but it's becoming instinctual. And when you have somebody come in brand new, whether they are a freshman or a fifth-year transfer, the instincts of making those five pieces all fit together at the same time on the floor. And when you're playing good teams, if the instincts aren't there and you're reacting versus being proactive, you're going to see where you're going to have miscues defensively. So that's where I think our connectiveness has helped us get tougher. What I mean by that, we're more connected. We're more synergized on the defensive end, and that's just come with time.
And on the offensive side, I know you talked recently about Nick Boyd. We know he has an explosiveness to him. He can get to the rim. But you talked about distributing. And as we record this, his assist-to-turnover ratio here in recent weeks is in the 4-to-1 range. That's been an area that it sounds like you kind of targeted with him to get better at, and he's doing it.
Yeah, I felt, with as much as the ball's in his hands, his assist numbers needed to be higher and minimize, if not eliminate, turnovers. And he's gotten really good at understanding how important and how valuable playing off 2 feet is. I think we've seen that with his finishing in the paint. We've seen that with his ability to get there, draw help, and kick and find shooters. And so he's really been a catalyst to make us go offensively.
And then Austin Rapp he's the sophomore in this group. You have the 3 guys are 1 year. But a guy like Aussie, he's a shooter. That's part of the reputation. But maybe he's what you're talking about defensively. It's going to take a while, and if he sticks with this, he's got a shot to be somebody who could really be a key player.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Aussie is its strength. I think, and the lack thereof. He just hasn't had the time in where he's been before, where they emphasize that, and I think you can tell that in just where he has deficiencies. It's really strength related. So he's going to have to continue to work on that core strength, continue to change his body and get leg strength improved. And with that will come being able to be in a stance for a longer period of time, be able to be a more consistent shooter because you're not playing as fatigued as early. So just all those things that come with player development that people don't realize how important it is in terms of what you're doing in that weight room, and really the months that we're not here in this building are maybe equally or more important than the months that we are here, just because of what you can do, the leaps you can make from your physical makeup.
I had a thought as we go back to the freshmen. As again we record this, Will Garlock is in that 7 to 8 minute per game range, and I think in the summer there were conversations like, boy, if you could get about that, that's pretty good. And Kinzinger obviously getting into the fold here. This freshman group, you always want them to be, everybody wants them to be great as soon as possible, but is their path about where you thought it would be right now?
Yeah, it is. I thought, Kinziger or Garlock actually is one that's probably a little ahead of what I would have said a year ago. Just watching him in high school, I think he's taken a jump and has adjusted to college. And not that Jones and Kinziger haven't, but I think Will had the farthest to go. But I wish, I really, quite frankly, I'd like to get them more minutes. We were able to get them quite a bit at Penn State. But I think that's going to help their development. Their futures are really good. They're all solid people. They're solid fundamental players. I think they're here for the right reasons. So maybe it's not as much, on the floor as they want right now. It's really, quite frankly, not as much as I'd like. I'd like to have them a little more, but we have some experience ahead of them, and obviously we're playing pretty high stakes right now. So you have to roll with experienced people that have been there and done that and have proven themselves.
All of a sudden the Badgers playing in some games here of late that have been down to the wire affairs, and those veteran guys become very, very important. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment.
It's a movement.
And you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.
Clear your path to a great career today. Climb to reach your career potential with no loans and no debt, so you can earn while you learn. A Wisconsin Operating Engineer's Apprenticeship is your opportunity to work outdoors and get heavy equipment experience. Partner with your employer for serious pay, great health and pension benefits. Acquire real-world experience while building Wisconsin together. To start your career journey, visit join139.com today.
Thought this would be a good time to check in on the progress of some of the Badger big men. Who better to talk to about that than Director of Player Development, Greg Stiemsma. Steamer, before we started rolling here, I was asking about Nolan Winter, and he's been playing some Ironman minutes. He averaged, 21, 22 minutes last year. It's 30, and he's had multiple games of mid-30s. Dude's holding up pretty well. Tell us about the progress you have seen with him from when you first joined the staff to where he is now.
Yeah, we set some pretty high expectations for Nolan to start the season, and he has met them and exceeded a lot of them too. The way he's been able to be efficient through more minutes, more expectations. He's been doing a great job for us. So we can rely on him every night, and that's a big bonus for us coming this heart of the Big Ten season.
The ability for big men to shoot it, and I've always thought Wisconsin was ahead of the curve in that in college basketball, but maybe more than ever now, the ability to hit the outside shot, which Nolan clearly can. That's just mammoth for him as he continues to develop in this game, isn't it?
Yeah, we rely on his 3-point shooting up, but obviously his touch on the basket has been off the charts efficient too. So and then his ability to do both. He's been able to put on the floor a little bit more, some dribble keep stuff, just some of the little subtleties that we've been kind of working on all summer, and his hard work is paying off for sure. Some extra shots before and after, and he's definitely seen the fruits of those labors.
Is it accurate to say that the way that the Badgers play now, this style of offense is perfectly suited for his skill set?
Yeah, I think that's, this offense was designed for big guys that can shoot, and that's when we can have the most success, and that's when we turn into really hard to guard. We got some really good downhill guys. JB and Nick are a handful, and Rhodey and the pick and roll stuff. And then if teams want to decide to slow that down or really try to focus on that, then we kick it out to our stretch big guys that can also knock it down too. So when things are rolling, we're a pretty tough matchup for anybody.
One of the fun things around here through the years is watching young guys develop, and certainly Nolan fits that category. Now we're seeing a couple other guys at the beginning of their college career, Will Garlock, Alexis Bilyauskas. Tell us from your perspective where they are, their first tour around college basketball.
Yeah, with AB, the whole United States college basketball scene, I think it was a little foreign to him at first, and it just took him a little bit of time to get comfortable, which a natural thing, and he's found his rhythm in certain games. Obviously, the Michigan game was huge for us. I mean, without him, that game probably goes another way. So it was good to kind of see that breakout performance from him. we knew he was capable of that. I kind of told him one time, I have some life-changing coaching for you. It's shoot it when you're open. And it was almost kind of our little joke of like, but again, this offense was built for that. But then you can't underestimate his physicality and his size inside, and he's got big, strong hands and wide shoulders and stuff that he can be a load to push around down there, and he's been a load to handle on the glass too.
Yeah, he's a big man, a big young man, and Will Garlock too. They're built a little differently than some other guys that start college basketball at their height. Again, with Will, I see it from the outside. I wonder if he knows how strong he really is.
Oh yeah, know? I don't think Will has. I think he's getting there. He shows flashes. I tell him all the time, like 10 years ago I might have been able to slow you down a little bit, but now I can't stop. We call him a BHB, big human being. Like, I can't stop him from where he wants to go. And as he, starts to realize that and utilize it, and his skill set is unique too. I think he's a better shot maker than a lot of people realize so far. But his touch around the basket is good, and then just his sheer size. We're still working on some finishes towards the basket, going and dunking on people, over people, through people. When he steps on the floor, there's not a whole lot of guys, even in this conference, that can match his size and physicality. So he's just got to continue to get opportunities to show it and to see it and to feel it. And, he's doing a great job of absorbing everything we can, even when the minutes can be limited sometimes.
Finally, off the court, I think one of the great things about sports is that you can use the platform for really important matters. Obviously, the Coaches versus Cancer Initiative, the Guarding versus Cancer Initiative with Greg and Michelle Gard. There's a special event coming up in the middle of February in Wanakee. Tell us about Project Brave.
Yeah, so it's an organization that reached out to me a little while back about raising awareness for mental health, and specifically this year kind of a men's mental health kind of platform. I'm going to get a chance to be the keynote speaker there. We're going to have a great group of people, a great panel of just some information, a great event I think it's the 5-year event celebration of this Project Brave that's been going on. And yeah, we're looking forward to just spreading the awareness, showing that it's okay to get help, trying to still break that stigma of some of the barriers that go through the mental illness stuff. I've tried to be as much of an advocate as I can be for, going on almost 20 years already. And, just to spread the message, like you said, use my platform to show that even, being able to succeed at the level that I did started through some ups and downs, through some hard times, but without, the right support and the right group of people around me. I needed that time and needed that support, and yeah, it'll be a great event. February 15th at Northridge Church. It's gonna be awesome.
WannaBeBrave.com, the website for that, by the way, WAUNABE, WannaBeBrave.com. So a very important event, and really important for Greg Stiemsma and to be a part of it, and important for you to stop by if you can on February 15th. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
At Gruber Lofts, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Lofts today, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health and is brought to you by Hy-Vee and by Construction Business Group, by Gruber Law Offices, and by WEA Member Benefits.
Patrick Hilby will find a way and stay in first place, which is a new best in the country. 147 98.36. He is the best in Division I.
Badgers will have a chance to catch their breath here as the next game will be Saturday, an 11 a.m. tip Central Time down at Assembly Hall against the Indiana Hoosiers. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
Every farmer wants to up their uptime, so we purposefully designed our tractors and implements to keep you in the field. Tailored for your operation, Case IH tractors are intuitive to use, easy to maintain, packed with the latest tech, and backed by dealer support you can trust. Because Case IH equipment isn't just built to work, it's built to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
Have you heard people say women's sports are having a moment?
It's not a moment.
Moments are fleeting. They come and they go.
This isn't just a moment.
But success is nothing new at Wisconsin.
History in Wisconsin.
There's a history here.
8 championships.
So let's celebrate women's sports for what it really is.
It's not a moment.
It's not a moment,
It's a movement.
and you're invited to come along for the ride.
UW Health, proud title sponsor of Badger Women's Sports.